I'd like to welcome you all to week 2 of In the Bleachers as we tape this. It's Wednesday, September 12th, and I'm very happy to be joined again by the coach, Bob Wallace.
Greetings.
And Pat's Insider, Rich Flera. Guys, thanks a lot. Appreciate it. I'll tell you, our boys did all right last week, didn't they?
Yeah, they sure did, man. What a great game to watch. Great way to start the season.
Young defense was in full effect.
Well, before we get into that a little more, what I'd like to do is, well, you guys are right now, from what I understand, you're hot as a pistol in your fantasy leagues.
I won't say we, I'll say he.
Okay. Well, either way.
He is hot as a pistol.
We have, we can all use some help in fantasy, and right now, as long as Rich is riding a hot hand, let's see if he can help you guys out. And Rich, from what I understand, you got 10 fantasy teams, and you went 9-1 last week.
I do. I got a good start to the year, but as easily you go 9-1, you can easily go 1-9 the next week. That's the beauty of fantasy. But I got a few stardom, sit-ems, must starts this week. If you don't have Matt Ryan in there, put him in there. He's against Denver. He should light him up at home. I had him as an early favorite for MVP. I said that right on the radio station. I got laughed at, and no one's laughing at me anymore with that one. Stephen Ridley, get him in there.
Yeah.
I think he showed everybody last week, and he's going against a weak Arizona team.
Now, you think he's still on the waiver wire?
No, I think
everyone gobbled him up.
Well, definitely not around here, just because Patriots usually get gobbled up.
He was high 80% owned when I first saw him, and he must be 100% owned now. I'm
After
sure,
last week's exhibition.
Anyone that he was sitting on the FA line and get picked up.
A guy that's kind of revisiting fantasy start, Reggie Wayne. He's a guy who kind of fell off last year. He had 9 catches for 135 yards last week against Chicago. This week he's home against Minnesota. So look for him to get targeted pretty heavily. Yeah. And a guy that definitely I think will get into the end zone this week is Brandon Lloyd. He missed that big one last week. I don't think they missed that one.
Did he look
again.
good or what?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, man, the guy, he's got glue.
He's got great body control the way he adjusts to the passes.
Yeah,
the Patriots
D.
D.
He almost like Ochocinco out there, didn't he?
Yeah, 85, I couldn't tell. You know?
He catches the ball.
Yeah,
that's the different
how
part.
I knew it was
a little different, yeah.
Patriots D, I said last week on the show to play the Patriots D. I'm playing them again 100% against a backup quarterback in Kevin Kolb. I definitely play the Patriots D. Guys that I would look to sit, I would probably, it would take a lot of, man will to sit Michael Vick, but I would probably sit Michael Vick against Baltimore.
That's my only QB. Although I picked up Cobb, though, for some reason, and maybe he'll
play.
Well, I don't know.
Well, Vick's better than Cobb.
All right.
But
Thanks.
Against a Baltimore D, if you have a Jay Cutler, if you have someone like that on your bench, I would definitely slide him in.
Yeah.
Trent Richardson, he had a bad week last week. I know it was against a pretty good Philadelphia run D, but in Cincinnati, he's a wait-and-see guy, see what he can give you.
Yep.
Kevin Smith and Sean Green, I think, are must-sits against San Fran's D and Pittsburgh's D.
They look
usually
real, huh?
don't want to play running backs against those teams. And a guy that is might be a sit is Torrey Smith. I know he had a big catch last week, but he will be shadowed by Nani Asamoah of Philadelphia. And usually Asamoah, doesn't give up the big plays, and that's what you hope for from Smith.
I'm telling you, if you had this list last week, you folks would have done real. I used it extensively last week, and I only have 2 fantasy teams, unlike you that have 10, but I did pretty good. And most of the moves that did good for me were the ones that you gave me. So, and what's cool about this is it'll be on PatsFanInsider.com. So every week, if you want to go there when you're setting your fantasy lineup, we'll have them posted, and Rich is sit them or play them, and that's going to be, I think, a real popular feature.
And I would like to touch base on is that for our accountability, which that is my biggest pet peeve about talking heads. You know, they all tell you the world, and then you know when they're wrong, they just move on.
You gotta own up.
But that's why each week.
That's what Dave.
Right,
That's
absolutely. That's why each week I'd like us to bring that back and celebrate our victories and admit that we made a mistake, and then we go. But that's what have you ever seen a talking head admit yet they were wrong?
It's like a weatherman.
Yeah, there you go.
Never.
All right, Coach, you got any more to add to this?
What to the last week's fantasy?
Just the fantasy.
Yeah, the fantasy stuff. Again, I'm having fun with it again this year. Matty Ryan.
I just wanted to say one guy that I think as C.J. Spiller, Fred Jackson got hurt. If you handcuffed C.J. Spiller to Fred Jackson, definitely put C.J. Spiller in your lineup. He went off last week going against a lonely Kansas City defense now. C.J. Spiller, if you handcuffed Fred Jackson, slide him right in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Great stuff, Rich.
Well, great. And again, I don't think we can say the website enough. Pat's Insider.
Pat's Fan Insider.
Pat's Fans. That's why I said we can't say it enough.
Can't say it enough.
Pat's Fan Insider.
Fans' perspective.
Great. All right, guys, let's go right at it. And let's start off with the offense, how they played last week. Let's start with Brady and the receiving core. Rich, we'll go with you for this one.
Well, I've already alluded to Brandon Lloyd. I thought he looked great. They misconnected on that long pass, but they both are on record saying that definitely won't happen again. Yeah, it's one of those things.
Too open.
I think that they will have a phenomenal year between the two of them. Chemistry-wise, they already look great. He's throwing passes before he's even cutting out of his route. And
awesome.
Brandon Lloyd's body control, unbelievable. I would not worry. I heard a bunch of people flipping out about Wes Welker. Don't worry, he will be fine. If anything, it's probably a good thing because now the defenses might adjust to Lloyd. They might hog the middle to take away the tight ends.
And
now Welker is going to be the guy. So that might be a week.
How many receptions did he have last week?
He had 1.
Oh,
Welker?
Interceptions or
receptions?
You're talking Welker?
Oh, Welker.
Welker.
He had 1 reception. I think he was only targeted 3 times.
Oh, 3 targets.
Yeah, one of them hit him right in the face.
Yeah, right after face mask. That was right after the Lloyd drop. Well, not drop,
Yeah.
but the miscommunication.
Yeah, Brady kind of, I don't know.
And he drilled Wes in the face. I think he had some anger on that throw from that previous.
He was slinging it big time yesterday or Sunday. But just a real quick thing about Brady, though. Do we have a tough quarterback or what? I mean, I know they keep saying he's no Grogan. Well, Grogan's no Brady either, you know? I mean, God, how many times did Grogan just give? Never mind. I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole there, Dave. I'm going to stay with Brady. Everyone saw him take a knee to the face, right? I mean, you know, then what my brother pointed out, actually, it wasn't the knee that cut him. It was the cleat come by after he get hit in the, you know. I mean, he took a 1-2 punch to the face. He was obviously groggy, took a stitch to the nose, probably got a couple of black eyes this week.
And you know there were 7 plastic surgeons from all over the world that were en route to Gillette Stadium. You know, they ain't messing with that face. There's too much money there.
You know, funny you bring that up. Now, our friend the Blade had some insight about. Did you see the Brady teleconference after, or the press conference after the game? He had the big bandage on his nose. Well, Brady was thinking that he did that himself because they were getting all the pretty boy comments from his teammates, and I don't know. I would never argue with the Blade.
Said that?
Blade said that was self-inflicted, and he was a little joke with the team is why he had all that big bandage on, because that night he was at the Mayo Bowl and he didn't have anything on. So, again, I think
the Blade is very insightful.
Very insightful.
I mean, will he be getting out of jail anytime soon? Because I would like to see him back on this show.
He can visit. Does visit. There's a glass between us now. No, I'm just kidding. But just to finish up on Brady, though, after he takes a hit like that, he goes up and everyone's concerned. What's he do? The next series, he calls his own number on a quarterback keeper.
Yep.
You know, I mean, that's tough. That's
one thing I've never questioned is, I mean, I know I'm a Pats fan, but he is tough.
Yeah, 2 in the face. I mean, usually you'd have a lot of quarterbacks just handing the ball off and not calling your own number. I mean, you knew he was going to do it, too. He looked at it, and once that gap's open, it depends on which buddy slaps on the center is which way he goes, if you analyze that one, Dave.
Yeah, I've never paid too much attention to butt
ass
slapping, but I'll look at it in the future. That's what it takes.
For all the accolades that Brady gets throwing the ball, he's probably mastered, if not the best, one of the best at the quarterback sneak, the quick count, the slap.
You mean he's like money.
If he's not the best, he's right up there.
Yeah.
No one talks about it because of the way he throws the ball, but he is completely mastered.
I agree with
it.
He's money
sneak.
when he goes there. Okay, Coach, why don't we start off with, I'm going to let you shoot some fish in a barrel and talk about our tight ends.
Oh, man, that's just sweet, huh? So you get 2 tight ends, you get 2 touchdowns. You get 3 tight ends. I guess if they threw to the third tight end, he would have got a touchdown, too. So you got, how many do we carry now? 6? 5, anyway. I don't know if he dressed 5 or 4. 6 on the roster.
Definitely dressed 4.
Insane. I mean, really, Fells, you got such depth at that position. And you got Jake Ballard sitting on IR, you know, waiting to get his spot. Unbelievable.
And the thing that has to be said is, you know, we talk about the receiving, but the blocking that Hernandez and that, I mean, make no mistakes, that rushing game got a lot, which we'll touch base on.
Yeah.
Those tight ends, the double tight ends, and sometimes 3 tight ends in there.
Yep, 3 tight ends, a lot of time Gronk in motion, you know, going weak side, coming over to make the set the edge, or he's a great blocker. I mean, he's got great hands and stuff, although he kind of messed up on his spike, but I think they've said enough about that. And I knew as soon as he missed that ball and missed the spike, they were going to just do that to death. And, of course, the opening Sports Center is him. Yeah, just too much.
Now, I'm going to talk a little crazy. I know that's hard for both of you to believe. But
you, Dave?
Yeah, I hear you. But Do you think there's any way in the world that you could have 2 tight ends catch 100 passes in the same season?
Wow.
On some teams, maybe this team, no, because you have too many other weapons. You have Welker, you have Lloyd. You don't even mention the backs out of the backfield that still can do damage. Danny Woodhead. I think Vereen's back at practice this week. I think he will get implemented in the offense some. Ridley can catch. I mean, I think they could. They absolutely 100% could. Will they? I don't think so.
No, you hit it on the head. I think they both have the ability to,
Yeah.
but there's just too much. There's not enough balls.
But much what I said about Brady getting overshadowed, being able to quarterback sneak, you said it. Gronk might be one of the best blocking tight ends in the whole game.
Absolutely.
And if you hear his post-game press conferences or training camp sound bites, stuff like that, he's not talking about running routes and catching touchdowns. He's saying, I got to get better as a run blocker. My run blocking needs improvement. And that is kudos to him to be focused on that part of the game. I mean, so easily can be overshadowed and want to catch touchdowns all day, but to actually want to sit there and focus on run blocking is big kudos to him.
Hey, did Dunkin' Donuts land a home run when they hired him as one of the? I mean, is that you walk in there and they got a full-size thing? Jesus, the Glock.
It's like a Halloween. Eat lunch with the Gronk.
Yeah, really.
Then he had, I said the other day, he had one of those British caps on, like the British Guard wears, because I guess he's got something when you go over to London with him, and it's mostly just go with Gronk and party with him. I mean, it's, he's just really a free spirit.
Yeah, no,
Kid's got the world by.
He's good for football, good for this area. Running back, what do we have? You'll know better than me, but how many yards did
21 carries for 125 yards and a touchdown.
And again, we're talking about Ridley.
Steve Ridley. The second-year player out of LSU.
Third most in the league last week, right?
Yeah.
That was the third highest rushing total.
He was unbelievable. And it wasn't like, he ran through some good holes. The offensive line, for all the scrutiny they've been under, performed very well.
And Vollmer, by the way, I think vindicated himself. I mean, he was getting slammed a lot, and I thought he made a point to go out and really just demolish some people on some of those runs.
Yeah, not only... Go ahead.
You go. You got the brains.
Well, no, I was just going to say not only Vollmer, but a lot of people watching the game might not even realize Vollmer was every 2 series switching with Marcus Cannon. They were rotating every 2 series, rotating in and out with each other, and both of them performed very well.
I didn't even hear Cannon's name called, which is good.
Yeah.
You don't want to hear it called, but I didn't know they were
every 2
that
series
much.
They switched the rotate. I don't know if they're just working Vollmer back slowly with the back or just keeping Cannon fresh. But you never saw a drop-off of the offensive line.
You didn't hear the kid's name. I mean, that speaks volumes,
And he was another guy that was under heavy scrutiny, saying that he's not getting it, he's not a right tackle. And he went in and performed very well. In fact, Cannon was in there on 2 of the touchdown drives. So, I mean, that goes to show you.
Do you think it was the interview you did with him?
It gave him that confidence.
I can give
status,
He's like,
well, people actually want to talk to me. I need to perform here.
Love that Pats fan insider guy.
But, go ahead, Dave. You were about to say something.
Yeah, well, and I've forgotten what I was going to say and remembered it 5 times in between. So thank God. Please don't get old. Getting old is a killer, Coach. But anyways, what I was going to say before I forget it for the 7th time is I don't remember. It's been years since I remember them killing a quarter the way they killed the 4th quarter. I mean, they didn't even kill it, but they did it effortlessly. Yeah. Running the ball, quick pass. It was just watching them. It was one of the first times in years I felt this game is over. I mean, normally they've given us a few cardiac moments over the years.
Would you say it was maybe since Josh McDaniels was our offensive coordinator?
There you go.
I mean, you got to give him some kudos.
Oh, absolutely.
What a great call.
Absolutely.
I mean, just, like you said, the time of possession component, we established the running game, and we kept, what do you get, 25 touches?
21 touches.
21 touches. That's unheard of. For one back, and we still had a couple of touches.
6. Yeah. Bolden, the rookie, had 5
committing
touches.
It was a balanced game.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed the game. Guys, do you want to touch base any more on the offense before we move to defense?
I just want to say it was how Stephen Ridley got those yards, too. Like I said, the offensive line did well, but he got so low and kept his feet moving forward and really got hard, tough yards.
Who did that remind you of, guys? Who did that remind you of? When you were watching him put up those yards, and again, the second effort, the legs going, the low to the ground, who did that remind you of?
Curtis Martin.
That's what came to mind of me, man. I mean, do we have a second Curtis Martin here?
If he has 2/3 of the career, Curtis Martin.
You got that right.
Impressive day. Let's see if he can sustain that.
I think he's going to have another big week this week.
I tell you how that we're in different generations. I was afraid to say who I was going to say, so I shut up. But I was going to go I was going to go with Jim Nance.
Oh yeah, or Babe Pirelli, or let's see, no, it's Eddie Shaw.
Yeah,
the old guys, the old timers we're talking about, right?
Nancy used to bring down with a crane. Oh.
But yeah, to the defense side of the ball, the young Bucks on defense. We alluded to Hightower on this show so many times.
Yep.
He looked phenomenal. I think my statement about them might have the best linebacking core in football in 2 years might come to fruition sooner than I thought if they keep playing like this.
They did nothing to hurt that statement this week.
The rookies had 2 turnovers. Tavon Wilson had the interception. Jones had the strip sack.
Just that whole series,
3
right?
rookies.
One knocks it out, one picks it up, runs it in, and then the other one actually got on the ball on a pick. So that was the first quarter.
Unbelievable. Yeah.
All 3 of your starting rookies basically had a huge
Nate
play.
Ebner, great day on special teams. He had a few big hits.
I watched him a couple of times. That kid is a psycho.
He's out there just to hurt.
Really enjoys
in a
his
good
job,
way. In a good way.
Yeah, right. Of course. Well, I mean,
Well, I mean, I don't mean like he's trying to break.
No, you're gonna say he's not dirty. He's not Conrad Dobler.
He's not Conrad Dobler.
Fighting you at the bottom of the tunnel.
His agenda on the field is just to light you up.
Dobler.
These things, they come through, and sometimes they grab them.
No, all right. Who was next to Conrad Dobler on the same line?
Oh, the guy that broadcasts.
Yes.
The guy that I'm having trouble with
Dan
Dierdorf.
Yeah. There you go. Yep. Another jackass. Never mind. I didn't
But,
like either.
the young
Those guys were the
defense-
most hated guys in the league, by the way.
I don't know if you guys were even aware that the rushing defense that we had was the 5th best effort in franchise history, as far as limiting the opposing team to running yards.
Oh, I
5th
believe
best
it.
in
What
franchise history.
did they give?
The start
5 yards or something.
11 carries for 4 yards.
That was,
and it wasn't just a running back. It was Chris Johnson, one of the best. He had 2,000 yards a couple years ago. Vince Wilfork, you guys probably that goal line play. He was in the backfield before the ball's even snapped. In the 4th quarter, still with that much in the tank is unbelievable.
Oh no, they look great, and what they did is in fact, I believe it was Coach that touched base, close to a genius in my eyes. It said that the defensive backfield is going to get a lot better with the defensive front.
With some pass rushing, man, we certainly did, huh? How about the motor on that kid Jones?
Oh,
he looked like a little Seymour. I mean, again, you just have all these flashbacks of these, kind of iconistic type body types.
They can't be as good as they looked.
No. Well, let's
hope they are.
Let's hope to be wrong on that.
Well,
but
I'm just saying,
history would say you got to have a down.
They look good.
They might look even better this week because
home.
they're going against home Arizona Cardinals. They have their backup quarterback Kevin Kolb, who was beat out by Skelton in the training camp. He got hurt. Kolb's back in starting. Their running game is abysmal, and they will just double, triple team Larry Fitzgerald, get him out of the equation, and make someone else beat him.
Really, I mean, you take Fitzgerald away. That's
they have a
more
couple
than
of
half their
receivers. This
offense.
kid Andre Roberts is okay. Early Doucette's not too bad, but they're going to shut down the run game like they did to the Titans and force them to pass.
Yeah.
And I think with our pass rush, Jermaine Cunningham had a good game. He's another guy we talked about.
Good to see, wasn't it? We had talked about that. It's a real make-or-break season for the kid.
He looks great off the line. And they lined him up, not only at DN, they lined him up at D tackle in a couple of pass rushing situations to get him inside.
Yeah.
I love our defense going forward.
Yeah.
I loved it in the training camp.
Back again,
oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Wreaking some havoc. I love
it. Towards the end of the game when it was obviously was out of hand, I watched Wilfer kind of just looking around, almost like a proud papa.
I
did you
saw
see
that moment.
I
really did.
It was like,
I
man,
thought
he's got
it looked
to see
like he was trying to grab. First, I thought he was trying to grab gas. And then I realized he wasn't.
Yeah, no.
I thought he was gassed.
You know exactly what I'm talking about.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
I saw the moment. He was looking, overseeing his boys.
Yeah.
Oh, no. That was a good moment.
It firmly became Vince's crew. And man, you get just some great depth, some youth. This is the youngest team that Belichick's ever coached.
Is it really?
Yeah. Third youngest in the whole NFL.
In the whole NFL, but youngest he's ever had. Yeah, because he's usually a veteran. I mean, he'll sprinkle with veterans. But
average age of starter, we are third youngest in the NFL.
Yeah.
And McCourty, not for nothing, looks like he might be returning. Only one game.
Yeah.
Hey, but there was no relapses. So, no one got behind them. No stupid plays.
They look really good.
They look good.
Yeah.
Okay, special teams, guys.
Nate Ebner, I touched on it before.
Slater.
I think with no coach emphasizes and focuses on special teams more than Bill Belichick. He picks guys and signs guys strictly for special teams units. I mean, he knows what holes he needs to fill, and he fills them with
Larry
guys.
Izzo, Wiggum. I mean, it's been his history, right?
It's no luck of the draw that a Patriots guy is usually representing the AFC as a Pro Bowl representative every year. Larry Izzo did it for a year. Slater did it last year.
Yep.
Nate Ebner is probably going to be the next in line. If Slater does it, he might keep doing it. So special teams, I mean, there's nothing to complain about there. McCourty was returning kicks.
So who do you think is going to, I mean, obviously that's still up in the air. Edelman had a couple of returns. McCourty I saw back there.
I think Edelman.
Now, Demp won't be able to even see the
He's
field
IR,
till
yeah.
6th week or 6th week, right? Or for the year.
I think it's the year. He's not pupless. He's IR.
Oh, what?
I don't. There might be a new thing. I think there's a new thing in the new CBA where you can activate someone from the IR. Unlike
Really?
years past, where it was if you're on the
It
IR,
was
you're
always
done.
on the II.
But
You were gone.
I think maybe there's a new loophole.
We'll
that they
pin
can
that one down
activate
for
a guy.
everybody next week because that's important. I mean, you get that kid sitting in the sidelines, man. You know, that's all your speed.
Yeah, that's important. to
But
know.
yeah, I think we're gonna blow out Arizona this week. No question in my mind that we're gonna be 2-0.
And again, we'll touch base on that a little during our pick'ems. But let's talk about last week. On one end, we got a couple of old Warriors, little heavy
500.
around the belly.
500.
Yeah, well, hey, I'll take this part. On the other end, we got the young buck, the rising star. Pats fan insider. He's over on WGAM.
The one with the brain, as you call him.
Yeah, he is. He
As
does
opposed
got the
to
brain.
us
As
that
opposed to us.
clearly has
That's all right. Well, we're
brain
old.
issues.
We're old.
And brain issues.
Yeah. Well, you have brain issues, and me, we're looking for the brain. But
It got better. No, it didn't.
But anyways, I just want to stress. So we got one up and coming star and two Grover Alexanders in the bullpen. And with that being said, Coach went 2-2 last week. Dave went 2-2 last week, and Rich went 1-3. The Pats, we all united. We took the Pats, and we
Solid
made
pick
no
there.
mistake. We also went down in flames with the Jets.
I think a lot of people did.
Oh,
Yeah,
man,
that's a
I'm
surprise.
hoping that was an aberration.
Yeah.
Please.
Surprise there, huh?
Okay, Broncos. I remember getting a little bit of baloney from my young cohort for picking the horse-faced jackass.
Yeah, and actually, I got to kind of give you some kudos there too, Dave, because I might have get on your case a little bit. But
You did?
You did pick him, and you also said that you would not be surprised if he had 3 touchdown passes, and I believe he did have 3 touchdowns.
It-
That's
Two.
exact.
Did you have 2 or
was
3?
it just two?
All right, well, then you were damn close.
That was-
So, no, I'll give you that one,
You
buddy.
know, a good younger guy would have kept his mouth shut then.
No, he's
A-
all
a
about
good-
the
a good-
truth.
oh,
See,
he
he
is about
has
the truth.
integrity.
Okay.
We're going
all
to try
right.
it this year.
I can't
so-
argue with
Hey,
integrity.
we just got done at the beginning of the show saying we're gonna, go with the truth and credit.
That's right,
when credit's
right.
due type.
And right-
Oh,
right away, he's already slinging the ball.
I was kind of
Slinging.
one of those things like the next door neighbor's yard, and when the next door neighbor cuts his lawn. Whether I cut mine, that's up to me. But you mean the truth for all 3 of us?
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
Either way, I picked the Broncos and they won.
Well done.
Thank you. Last was Green Bay, San Francisco, and the old Coach Rooney.
Took my Niners.
Well done.
That was my go the other way strategy, if you'll remember. I like Green Bay, so I went the other way.
Aaron Rodgers is donning a San Francisco jersey because he bet someone he has to wear a Niners jersey this week.
Oh, I heard about that. Yeah, that'll play
You know
well.
what? I'll tell you, he's a guy I've done a 360 on. I thought he was the same as the
Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah, I thought he was the same as the idiot I don't like in San Diego.
Philip Rivers.
Yeah, the spoiled brat. I thought he was like that. No, I was wrong, and I realized I was wrong. The Monday night game or Sunday night game, they played the Patriots, and he had a concussion, and he was on the sideline, and he was the quarterback's biggest cheerleader. He wasn't doing one of those Brett Favres. He was out there.
I give him credit.
And just watching him, watching the way he conducts himself, but the point I'm getting to is he was down 16 points, and they showed him. And man, I wouldn't have bet against him at that point. You would have thought it was tied or he was leading. And he still almost pulled it out of his back pocket. So I really do believe he's equal, for lack of a better word. He certainly does deserve to be in the same talk of Brady and Manning and him.
Oh, he's there.
Oh,
Yeah.
no question. And
I've held off.
a
I
lot
kind of
of-
held
yeah.
back a year on
So
that.
and
But
Drew Brees, the 4 of them in
Yeah.
Yeah.
a league of their own.
depending on what list you look at, they're actually ahead of Brady, right?
Yeah,
Brady
some of
came in,
them.
4th or 5th this year.
I mean, because Brady's older, if you're starting a team today, a lot of people would say Aaron.
But that's like, telling him he's going to get drafted in the 6th round. That worked out pretty good for us. So, put him at 10th, really get him mad,
Yeah, there you go.
See what he does then.
All right, so we went over last week. So again, the standings as we stand is me and Coach are tied for first place, and Rich is in second, or otherwise known as last. Okay.
But only trailing by 1 game.
Good point. 1 game behind the last column. We'll see how we go next week.
You can make up ground here.
There you
All
go.
right, here we go.
All right, let's start off with Pittsburgh and the Jets. First of all, guys, if you could tell me where it's being played. You're more.
Pittsburgh.
Oh, I've been told in the control booth to get on my horse. We got 2 minutes
Yeah,
left,
that's
boys.
at Pittsburgh.
Okay, so what do you got, Rich?
I got Steelers.
Coach?
Again, since we don't use the spread, I'm going to go Steelers as well at a home game. I think the Jets were just playing way over the head last week.
Okay.
How about you, Dave?
Same thing. I'm hoping it was an aberration,
Yeah.
and I'm going to go with that it was an aberration. All right, next up, Philadelphia and Baltimore. I find this to
great
be the
game.
most interesting game of the week.
Yeah, great game.
Rich,
I'm going Baltimore.
Coach?
Yeah, same. After seeing Flacco and that whole crew on Monday night, they did a hell of a job.
Okay, I expect a letdown, and I am going to be going on this one. I will be going with Philadelphia.
Fair enough.
Okay, so Dave, Philly, and Coach and Rich. And I think it'll be a very, very close game. And I'm going to go far as to say Vic will get hurt on the second to last play of the final game, and he'll be out for 6 weeks.
Wow. Just kiss that fantasy money goodbye, man. That's my guy.
That's why I said to sit him.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, I
time
knew
to
Dave-
sit
I
him.
knew-
He
I
was
said-
going to cripple himself, so he figured do him a favor.
But he's going to win on the way out.
Yeah.
All right,
That
Pats and Cards.
No brainer, Pats.
We'll take the pick. We got guys. We don't have a lot of room between us all on this one.
Well, you know, it's again, we try to pick the high-profile games. I think all 4 of those are going to be on TV.
Denver and Atlanta.
The last one is.
Going Atlanta. I've already said my piece about Matt Ryan.
Yeah, are you going to stick with the horse face, or are you going to go with Matty Ice?
Oh, I'm going with the horse.
Yeah, you gonna stay with your horse? All right, I got to stay with Atlanta then. I just can't bring myself to do it.
Okay, so Dave has the HF.
Are we going
All right.
Niners, Lions too, or no?
Well, I don't know if we
You
got
want to
time
do
there,
a
gentlemen.
bonus game?
I thought I
we-
didn't know if you were going with
We have to
Yeah,
wrap
no, we're
this
just
baby
going
up.
with those 4.
Coach's Bowl.
Well, let's do this one for free, just for bragging rights.
Sure.
Taking San Fran.
Yeah, absolutely, San Fran.
And I will take Detroit. It doesn't count in our records, so I figure what the heck, I'll be different.
Bonus pick.
Yeah, the first 4 count on the records. Remember that, guys, when you're trying to get me. Well, it looks like we're out of time. Again, the key thing is website, my friend,
www.patsfaninsider.com.
and the Twitter feed.
Rich Flair at PatsFanInsider.
Okay.
All right. Go Pats.
Go Pats. We'll see you next week. Thank you.